Good morning, everybody. Just want to go over two forms as we were talking about your budgeting, your financials, and some of you are going to start looking at getting a job if you don't already have one, and if you're not being paid under the table. So what that means is you have a job and no one's saying you're actually working, so it's all cash in hand. You're not paying any taxes. You don't have to report it because nobody actually knows you're working. Um, if you do have a job, let's say you go work at Giant Eagle, Eaton Park, McDonald's, you're going to be handed a W-4 form. And for most of you, this is going to be very easy to fill out. It's all a W-4 is asking is you're telling the government, here's my information, this is who I am, and this is how much money you should be withholding from my paycheck for taxes. Okay. So it's real simple. You have your name, and you have your social security number. All right, let's go. One, two, three. uh Okay. And you have your address. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. And then, like I said, for the vast majority of you, you are single. You're not married. That should be for everybody, actually. Um, and that's really it for you as a high school student. That's all you need to fill out. And then at the bottom, you would sign and date this form when you submit it back to your employer. If for some reason, let's say you would have a child, uh, there are options to fill out. So you can put a deduction here so they know, oh, I have taken care of a kid, I have my own child. That affects how much money's taken out. If you have multiple jobs, so let's say this one job, you're making $10,000 for the year, but you have five jobs and each job pays you $10,000. How you fill out your W form would be different because one of those, the government would only think with that job, you're only making 10 grand a year versus making the 50 grand. So how much taxes they need to take out needs to be adjusted. Like I said, for most of you in high school, I don't think that's going to really apply to you where you have two jobs and you're pulling in a ton of income from both jobs. But if you would, this form gets filled out a little bit differently. But like I said, for pretty much all of you, this is real easy of just your name, your address, social security number. You check off that you're single right there, and then you sign the form at the bottom. And where was that? Sign it, and then you turn it in. The other form to think about, some of you I think are working right now. You might have received a W-2 form and it would look something like this. And a W-2 comes at the end of the year, right around tax season. And this form is telling you, the employee, how much money you made and how much was taken out in tax dollars. Okay. And so it has all of your information, your social security number to make sure it's yours. It has your employee's ID number, the employer's uh, address and information, and then it tells you wages and tips. Okay, so this is the amount of money you're making. This is how much federal income tax was withheld, social security taxes, Medicare taxes. And so, some of these other things don't really apply unless you were putting in possibly for retirement, a pension, um, different things like that. It has all of that information. Uh, how you can adjust things, okay? And this is like long term, looking at your financial situation. At the end of the year, when you file your taxes, we've said before, you want your tax return to be as close to zero as possible. If you owe money, okay, you can look at your W-2 and you can see, okay, what should my taxes be giving back to the government? And if you're not really sure, sometimes it can be confusing. You could ask your parents. You could talk to like their tax accountant and show them your information, and you could say, hey, I had to pay the government back this much. And they could possibly say, well, we need to adjust your W-4 and have them take a little bit more out. If you get a huge tax return, I have some friends that lay like, oh, I got like $5,000 back. Understand, if you're getting a large amount of money back from the government, essentially what you're saying all year is, hey, US government, here is a interest-free loan I am giving you so you can go spend my money. And if you talk to any financial accountant and financial advisor, they're going to tell you take that money yourself because you can invest it and make more. You can just put it in savings and have it if you would need it. You can have that money and spend and buy stuff that you might want. Okay. So, that being said, it's W-2. This tells you how much taxes you paid back. W-4 is letting the government know how much tax you want taken out of your paychecks. Like I said, we're going to do some stuff with this at the end of the week where you're actually going to look at some pay stubs, you're going to look at some W-2s, and make sure you really can understand and pull out the important pieces of information. So if you have any questions about these, you can either shoot me an email, you can leave a comment on this posting, and I will get back to that with hopefully an answer for you. Have a great day, guys.